fancy intro music. Yeah! Woohoo!
November 2025, Star Trek Fleet Command has launched several new things, with several of them also being very problematic. At least the main one that a lot of our upper level players have experienced in G5, G6, G7, which is Outpost, which for the most part, between stability and bug issues, was a big failure the first 48 hours of the game.
Please disperse! Nothing to see here, please!
And there's no denying that, and we've talked about that, so don't feel like this video is going to cover it up. At the same time, there's a really good thing happening in the lower levels of the game that I think is incredibly beneficial to players. We hinted at it a smidge when we had the patch notes video up, but now I want to show you what it actually looks like. What is this process that's helping lower level players not only get the ships that they need, but progress faster and address a lot of the issues that I and others have been bringing up for quite some time. Welcome to the latest STFC video. Today we're going to be talking about Causality, which, as you can see on the icon here for the Battlepass, is the Disco, the Relativity, and the Voyager. Now, if you're in the 20s, you're going to have disco-focused stuff. If you're in the 30s, as this account is, you're going to see Voyager. And if you're in G4, you'll see the Relativity. Now, you might go, Rev, well, I've already maxed that ship, or at least taking it as high as the ops lock will allow. That's fine. You still will earn parts from this in multiple ways. So let's actually start with the Battle Pass itself. As you progress through the Battle Pass, depending on your level, you're going to get parts, including parts that you'll need even if you've already maxed the ship for moving forward. It also focuses on specialty building parts, such as artifact gallery schematics. I know just last night, we had players saying, hey, they don't really source that besides doing the loop. They're doing that for lower levels, as well as the Emblem of Honor, helping progress those buildings. Here you have the Transgen Forge and Subspace Relay upgrades, again, for these lower level Causality accounts, really focused on giving the currencies and specialty stuff they need to progress. And that doesn't mean you're getting left out of things like Tritanium, Crystal, etc. As you can see here for a level 36 account, just getting to this milestone will rack out 2,100 of the uncommon and 1,000 rare. As we continue to progress, you'll see officers that are much needed and appreciated in the lower level area of the game with Voyager, as well as independent credits, with Doc, as well as tier up Catalyst, which can be very difficult for early FTs. So the Battle Pass provides a lot of general value to what you're looking at as a lower level player. We talk about, hey, if you want to progress early, yeah, the game's been giving you materials, resources, but you've been lacking specialty ship, getting those faster, and you've been lacking the ability to actually get through all those specialty icons and stuff. So let's keep it moving. Now you have a standard Battle Pass, which is generally going to correlate with whatever it is that you have to do. So for example, this level 36 account needs to hunt Herogen. Cool beans. You have an overflow that will pay out the normal overflow stuff. So in a lot of ways, it's what you've seen before. Let's jump into the main timeline bucket, however, and you're going to find some SMSs that might seem pretty advantageous to complete. Look at this. We've got Armada Tactical Cores getting paid out for doing Armadas or simply hitting hostiles. As you can see, there is a time frame for that, but this is working towards your overall completionist meta. You have another event right here called a Dower Delta, which is hostile hunting, and it actually isn't even required you to do Herogens for this one, yet it's paying out your normal materials and Voyager ship parts. So what this ends up meaning for a G3 player in this instance is as you get into G4, you'll be able to immediately get the Voyager tiered up, which is going to help you with your independent archive. Again, as you can see, there's a well-balanced mix of, sure, resources and materials, but how about specialty currencies? How about officer abilities? All the things that you might need. And again, once you complete the meta, you're going to get officer shards for officers that might have some value to you, especially officers like Doc, and then the ship parts themselves. Again, this is all based on what level you're at. Now, as you scroll down, you'll find even more events. So what they've done is they've taken the entire area of G3 and split it into two, and then had G4 as a set, and they've decided we're going to run events specifically for those players. What's the Convergence AMS, you might ask? Well, it's asking your entire alliance to kill hostiles, specifically getting a bonus for using one of the 3 ships that focuses on G3 and G4 players. And then what does that pay out? Everybody in the AMS is going to get hopefully by the end of this, everybody will have beer as well as more resources, more mats. So very generous officer sourcing. You see there's an SLB for the level of grind as a player that you're willing to do. Bonus points for armadas, obviously bonus points for the ships. Paying out, again, as you can see, some nice numbers out there. Shout out to Vic and such. But paying out officer shards and materials. And again, continual theme. As you go down, you'll see more and more of these style of events. Now, you do have some of the normal ones that we're used to, which is, hey, go buy the new thing. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. G3 and G4 players aren't getting off scot-free. They still have the wonderful go buy things.
We've got to have money.
But this is, dare I say, in terms of style of how we do events or how we would request them to do events, if there's something that makes you tempted to spend a little bit, it's these style of events. I mean, this is very clearly helping a player not only speed up and level up for the sake of leveling, but it feels like a battle pass and an event month that is actually paying out what that group of player needs as a whole. Now, I'm sure many of you are going to say, Rev, there's other specialty ships that need to be done. 100% agree. In fact, couldn't agree with you more, which is partly why I'm making this video, to actually give them a pat on the back, because normally they don't deserve it. Do they deserve a pat on the back for how Outpost rolled out? Absolutely not. But do they deserve a pat on the back for finally listening to things like, the players need more than just materials and resources. They need officers. They need ship acquisitions. They need the ability to upgrade those ships faster. And my hope is that this theme continues and we see it with other ships, whether that be the NSCA, whether that be the Talios, whatever it is they choose to do, especially for low levels, but eventually G5 players will experience this as well. As new content moves up higher and higher, you're going to see that gate change where now G4s are mostly getting left out. Eventually G5s are going to get left out as well. But if they continue to do good things like this to lower levels to help them progress and give them what they need to actually go through that process, you could see a very different set of experiences than what many of you were used to. There's still 100,000 plus players in G3. I know that's mind-blowing, right? The biggest portion of the game is still G3 and G4. And yet, it feels like a lot of times they've gotten forgotten. This month in November, at least for this month, that is not the case. And I believe Scopa deserves a little bit of kudos for that. And if you've been watching this video and seeing the different things that they're being offered, I want to know your thoughts as well. So jump down into the comments. Do you like this format? Do you think this is something that could be beneficial for all levels? What if they were doing stuff like this for G7s where you got vengeance-based events and you earned blueprints for the vengeance if you didn't have it, or you earned upgrade materials for the vengeance if you had it? I know it's a sour subject for many of you up there, but don't worry, G7 players, we're fighting that good fight for you as well. Wanted to show y'all what this actually looked like, to show that, just from the patch notes, it wasn't this empty promise. It truly has become we're helping these players level up while giving them a narrative, giving them a meta that allows them to enjoy and engage. And my players have been absolutely having a blast in Horde. Shout out to Server 710. If you're looking for a group, we're that group. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. Live long and plunder. Stay safe for the Space Cowboys. Deuce, that's me. Catch you in the next one. Really hoping we see more of this in the future.